April 22nd, next Wednesday. Yes.
Okay.
We're talking environmental psychology. Somewhat.
Somewhat.
A little bit.
Yes. And I know that you really enjoy this topic.
Yeah. I was going to talk about that because I was looking back at my memories. We're coming up on a year.
Yes.
A year ago, I took an environmental psychology trip to Iceland.
Yes. And it looked amazing.
It was.
Look at that little twinkle in your eye.
I'd go back.
You'd go back?
I'd go back.
And with this, I think this is why this topic is so important, right? Which is thinking about celebrating Earth Day and what that means. And especially when we think of the connection with overall mental health and mental wellness, like it is so powerful.
Yeah.
And I know we've talked about this a little bit when we were talking about, I think the winter blues, right? And it's like, we're in the Midwest, and I am so looking forward to the spring and sunshine.
Me too.
Yes.
Anyways, back to my trip.
Oh.
Let me tell you about it. I have some theories, and they're not going to be popular theories. Okay. So when preparing for it, the professor was like, you're going to notice they have significantly less trash and litter laying around than the U.S. And I was like, okay. And so my friend and I, we took it as a challenge. First of all, we went on a walk through like nature that's like not typically like walk through. Trash everywhere. We're talking like construction site stuff just littered in the middle of nowhere. And then in the like big city part of it, like
so it sounds like you were a little disappointed, or that you were like challenge accepted.
I have a theory. Okay. I'm getting to it. Okay. In Reykjavik, nightlife was there. It was a city, and so in the mornings, like very early, they would have little robots come clean the streets. So my theory is that they're not actually as environmentally advanced as everyone says they are. They just hide it better. That's my theory.
Your theory?
Yes.
That they make messes too and clean it up. Because as you said that, I immediately went to the travel trip that I took my students on. Right? We were supposed to go to Italy, but because of the pandemic, we ended up going to New Orleans. And you know, like the nightlife is pretty glamorous until the next morning you're seeing all the residue all over, you know, and of course it was being cleaned up and so forth
but they didn't get to it before you saw it.
Right. And I don't know that I've ever heard New Orleans be accused of being excessively neat from litter. Many things to boast of it. One of my favorite cities, of course.
Anyways, that was our conspiracy, that they're just like not as environmentally
Do you think
safe.
that also could be more about urban dwelling versus more rural areas?
Probably. Explain.
Well, because when you know, a lot of times in urban areas, you have a lot more people and, you know, therefore a lot more debris that's getting thrown, you know, I know I feel guilty sometimes. Like if I open my car door and the wind whips something out and I try to chase it, but if it gets away, you know, there's some guilt with that we have sometimes for those of us who want to try to do our best to leave the planet in as good of a shape as we can. So I don't know if it's just more people, or do different areas have different areas of focus?
I think different areas have different areas of focus. And, you know, I don't know. I just think they hide it better. That was my conspiracy. Thank you.
Yes. But you sort of took it for a challenge, like, oh, I'm certain I will find.
No, it was just rather disappointing because we were like, because we were told to take note if we see something laying around, but that we probably wouldn't, and yet we did. And yet we did.
You were wanting to, like, be inspired.
I was not wanting anything.
Okay.
I was told what I would see, and I saw the opposite, so I took note.
Sorry, I was wanting to go deeper, but
I know
obviously you don't.
It's not any deeper than that.
Okay, we'll move on.
Back to it. Let me tell you what my research was about for that.
Yes, tell me.
Okay. Environmental psychology. My hypothesis was that the environment improves your mood. Yes, being outdoors makes you happier. Let me tell you. I concluded that being outdoors made you happier.
Yes. So that's what your studies found because you went to the literature.
Yes.
And you found many studies that said the same thing over and over.
Yes.
And did it matter what kind of outside?
I think it said that if you were like outside doing something, it was more beneficial than just being outside, but being outside in general was more beneficial than being inside.
So does it matter whether it's like a forest or going on a hike or
I don't know that I dug that
being near
deeply
water
into it. Most of my research was being like out in greenery, green spaces.
Green spaces.
Yes.
I love green spaces, but I love me some blue spaces.
Blue spaces. I had never heard of blue spaces before you were reading back there. Oceans.
Oceans, lakes.
What do we call deserts? Like yellow spaces?
I think it's just the desert. I don't know. Or brown space?
I don't know.
I don't know. If somebody knows, drop it in the comment. We need to know. So, yes, I think for me anyway, being outdoors is just a huge difference. And especially those summers really matter to me. Like being able to be outside, especially, I don't know, and growing up, I would say you kids were outside several hours every day at least.
As a kid, you can go outside and play. As an adult, you're sort of just outside. Like, what do you do outside as an adult? Other than yard work. Because I'm not doing yard work. Like, I go for walks. But, like, am I just supposed to sit in the grass and do nothing?
Is there a problem doing that? Because that sounds rather lovely right now.
No, that's true. That's very true.
I mean, it is raining right now, so maybe not right now, but
they might be able to hear it too, because apparently there was a bird chirping in our last episode, and the mics, they picked up on it.
Really?
Yes.
Did somebody notice that, or did you?
No, I did while I was editing. I was like, oh, yeah. Bring the outdoors inside, guys. Straight to you guys.
Straight to you, the rain. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine being able to sit in the grass and, I don't know, like reading a book. Maybe it would be listening to the birds.
Yeah, but like how long could you do that for, realistically?
Okay, probably not. Just sitting there, probably not long.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like I could take a walk, I could go for a hike.
Like I hated that. I'm just like, oh, if I was sitting outside, I'd probably scrolling on my phone. But that sort of defeats the purpose of being outside.
And feeling the grass. Like I do like to just feel the grass under my feet.
But I could only do that for like 5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, maybe that 5 minutes is probably beneficial enough.
I would think it is. I mean, one of the things they say is really powerful every morning is starting off with at least 10 minutes of sunlight. No matter where you're at. And
I don't do that.
How, like, even if the sun isn't shining brightly, because, you know, obviously in our location, we have winters where the sun is there. We know it's there, even if we may not see it.
Yes.
But even that has benefits. So that's something I've thought about adopting more. Like I do go outside every morning when it's nicer because, and even if it's raining or something, but when it's nice and I can just go out in t-shirts and shorts. But I like to do my morning mindfulness.
Her mindfulness.
Just breathe.
Embrace the clean air.
Yes, but I don't find the sun and look at the sun when I do that. So, and I think I did recently, like try to go out and from our backyard, where is the sun coming up? And, you know, that way there's a lot of trees and So I think it's too early in the morning. I think it's got to be around 10, 11 before I start to see the sun.
I have a question. Does laying in bed and having the sun come through the windows count as 10 minutes in the morning? Because my bed's like right, like there's space between the windows, but the sun shines in and wakes me up.
You have some unique windows.
I've got floor-to-ceiling windows. So
floor-to-ceiling windows.
Facing direct sun.
I mean, it's sort of a sweet setup with that, although it can get blazing hot in your room in the summer without the blackout curtains.
Yeah.
But
does that count? Do we think that counts?
I don't know. What do you think?
I'm gonna go with no, but I'd like to say yes. Like, I'd like to think that I'm doing something right for myself, you know?
Like, sort of getting the rest while soaking in some rays without...
Through the windows.
Through the windows.
But I'm pretty sure the windows block out UV rays, and so, like, it's probably not doing anything.
How does it make you feel, though?
I don't notice it. Except when it's waking me up.
Mm-hmm. So you don't know... Because, like, if I'm sitting outside and the sun is shining, like, I can start to feel it in my bones, like this warmth and this sense of happiness.
No, through the windows, it's usually annoyance, because it's either waking me up or I'm just trying to bed rot and it's in my eyes. Yeah.
Then probably no benefits.
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
It's okay. I am like a dog. I do like to just go out and sit in the sun.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
Sometimes I join the dogs on the little step on the porch, and I just sit there.
Just to get the sun.
Yeah.
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 It matters.
It does.
Like, I feel like there's a difference being outside. I feel like I can breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in a way that is so different than when I'm indoors.
I get what you mean, but I don't know. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I get it, but it doesn't make sense.
I think it does, though.
Does it? Does it really? Because some people are going to say the opposite. The people who are allergic to the outside, the pollen, the things in the air,
right?
They're going to be like, no, actually the exact opposite. I can't breathe outside.
Well, I think your aunt would say that, and sometimes your brother. You know, so allergies aside, if allergies are not an issue, then I do think, yeah, there's just something about being outdoors in space. Again, we're in more of a rural area too, so not saying that we don't have pollution, but it's likely not at the same level as those living in urban areas. But yeah, there's just something about, I feel like, being connected more to the ground, the earth. It just, and it has to also do with those are those moments that I intentionally am taking a break from working. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going out there to soak up the sun or breathe in the fresh air or whatever it is. I like to go out when, like, I would love right now to be out on the back deck, you know, in the rain, with that. So I enjoy the rain too. So it's not just about being in the sun. There's just something about being outside with all the natural elements.
I prefer being in the sun.
Yeah, well, we miss it right now.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I mean,
I'm starting to think that I might need to go back down to my lighter concealer shade. That's a scary thought, guys.
Yes. Well, I mean, we did recently take a trip to visit the sun to get a quick fix.
Round 2?
Well, I'm hoping the sun comes and finds us soon.
I don't know. I saw snow in the weather for the weekend.
That was a little jolting to see the snow. I like all 4 seasons,
but they need to end when they end. I don't want to jump back and forth.
No. Well, welcome to spring in the Midwest.
I didn't sign up for this.
Well, I mean, I think generationally we can trace it back that we've had, you know, grandparents and great-grandparents who, you know, we could blame for settling in this area, but this is where we're at. So, but yes, I think in the same week there in the forecast, there was 86 degrees sunshine, some rain and thunderstorms, and then
literally
snow.
2 days later, it was going to be 24 and snowing.
Yes.
And we woke up with like an inch of ice.
Hello, Midwest.
No.
In the spring. This is how it rolls.
Yes, I know.
So.
No. Anyways, I had a question, and I don't know that you're going to be able to answer this question.
Okay.
What do you think it is about the outside that affects our mental health? The environment, the natural environment. What is it?
I think there's a variety of different things. Okay. So we can start with one of the first and simplest ones, which is sunlight increases our serotonin. And so when we are looking at how our neurotransmitters are impacted, certainly we want to do things that increase our serotonin. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
And so that's there. I think, again, people feel more grounded and connected to something greater than themselves. Whereas I think when we have screens, and again, there's no judgment about the screens, but it's easy to get lost in them. Mm. And when you get a little bit lost and have been there a while, you start to feel disconnected even from yourself a little bit. Mm. And so I think, I don't know, for me, being outside, it's a reminder of just when you think about the whole ecosystem of life, right? Plant life, and everywhere you look around,
there's
birds.
Things that don't require screens to function.
Right. Well, and I enjoy I'm not a bird watcher.
No.
I don't know if I'm old enough yet. I do enjoy watching them fly by.
There's a cardinal stuck in the garage the other day.
It's been happening frequently. There's been several mornings, so I think we're just going to be a little bit more careful opening, and I think it's especially on the days your dad's been doing some work and the garage door has been open longer. Mm-hmm. It's easier for them to get in.
I took better notice of it because it was a cardinal, and she really likes cardinals, guys.
I do. They remind me of my grandma. I don't know why. So, but in going outside, and especially in the mornings, when just hearing the different calls of the birds, you've got all the different tones and, different styles of chirping, that it's sort of musical. And then to listen and try to distinguish which direction they're coming from. I have no idea what type of bird is making which.
She has no sense of direction either, so I'm assuming.
I can tell which, am I hearing it over here in this
sometimes
direction?
You really can't, because sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, that sound's coming from over there, but it's coming from over there. Yeah.
Right.
No, I don't trust that.
And then I wonder if they're like singing with each other, or are they just like in their own little, kids doing parallel play? Like, are they doing their own thing, or are they just, how like dogs go out and they start barking with each other?
Yeah, I know.
Yes, we do. So do birds do that? Or are they just sort of in their own little world with their own little bird peeps and doing their thing?
I don't know. Mm-hmm. Never thought I'd be talking about birds, but
And, and I would imagine we'll start seeing worms, and I'm okay with seeing worms. I am a big old scaredy cat of any snake, though.
I know you are.
Yes.
I know you are.
No matter how good they are for whatever reason. But so we've talked some about the green spaces, but I am a water gal.
I love a good blue space. Although, how often are lakes actually blue?
Right. I mean, we call them blue, but
like most of them are not blue.
Well, because they've got brown and
because of mud and
that's okay.
All the
it's
things,
gorgeous,
all
though.
the elements.
But could you imagine like being out on the boat on the lake right now?
Yes.
Sounds heavenly.
Yes.
Yes.
When I was looking at my memories a year ago today, I was tanning. So
On a boat?
No, in the backyard.
Okay.
But that's not the point. It was tanning. And today, no.
Although it's supposed to be nice this week. So maybe you'll get...
Probably not. I have too much work.
You got too much work, I know. But I think that's another
I can do it
challenge.
Outside.
And I think that is one of the challenges for many of us is, especially as the days get nicer, are we inside working or children inside with school? And I would imagine the K-12 teachers, like, they know, and it's hard to compete sometimes when it's getting nicer out and that the kids really need to be outside and so forth. But I know for me, and then I sometimes forget in the midst of my day, like, oh, could I take my laptop outside and do some things? But then sometimes it's so bright, then you can't see what's on your laptop. And then working outside, like I could probably do it at a table with, a cup of coffee.
I was tanning while editing one of our episodes, and it wasn't the vibe.
No, because I think it's sort of that all or nothing for me. Like I would rather just get my work done so that I can go outside and be outside.
What tan lines am I getting right now? Okay, I was like, I'm messing up my tan lines by trying to edit and get a tan. So, anyways, I'm not one of those people who misses the UVs, the peak UVs for work.
No,
I'm simply not.
You like to structure your time
around the sun.
But don't you think that that's what a lot of different societies used to do? I mean, before clocks and electricity, I mean, their days were structured around the sun.
Yeah.
From when the sun rises to the sun sets. The amount of work that they were able to get done during that time or their leisure activities.
I mean, our bodies still technically work off of, like, the sun.
Well, and that's what you were asking about, what does being outside help with us? And so we know that the sunlight also helps us with our sleep. And fresh air. You just sleep so much better after being outside.
But is that because you just sleep better after being outside, or is it because the outside drains you?
I think there's something about the fresh air and that it just regulates your system in a whole different way, right? Especially like when they say when you're traveling, and it's common to get jet lag, especially if you're changing different time zones and stuff. And so one of the things you can do is reset your, circadian rhythm, which is get up when the sun rises, go out, look at the sun, and that oftentimes helps reset your system.
I saw something that was like, when the sun's up, you should be up, and when the sun's down, you should be asleep. And I was like, well, first of all, in the Midwest, sometimes the sun will go down at 4:00 in the winter.
Right.
Also, there's some places where the sun just never sets.
Right.
So, that's not realistic.
Like Alaska, they have months of it being sunlight and months of it being dark.
Yeah.
So, it's on my bucket list. I want to go to Alaska.
Not really high on my bucket list. I got countries on my bucket list.
I have countries too, but I have 3 states left.
I have 5 states left.
Yes.
And that doesn't seem to concern you any.
I mean, you're how old and you've been to 45 states?
Never been to Hawaii.
You're an adult. Have fun.
Anyways.
Speaking of outdoor, that would be a wonderful nature. I mean, think of all
hiking.
Yes, the volcanoes.
The volcanoes overlooking water.
The biking that you could also
do. Not a biker. Nah, really. Nah.
I sort of want to be a biker, though.
Nah.
Like a bicyclist, not a motorcyclist.
Yes. No, I'm really good.
Really?
Yeah. Just like I thought I wanted to be a runner. No.
No.
Honestly, being a runner is more enticing than being a bicyclist.
Really?
Yeah. I don't even want to be a runner. So.
Would you want to swim in open water? Not sharks. But like Lake Michigan or like a big lake.
I don't know why Lake Michigan just sounds so dirty.
don't think so.
I don't know.
I mean, probably no more than any other.
Any other lake?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be down for some open water, even with sharks in it.
Really?
Yeah. If I get eaten by a shark, I get eaten by a shark.
Okay.
I think I would have, at that point, I'd just accept my fate. Like,
you wouldn't fight?
No.
Just accept your lot in the food chain?
Yeah. You know.
I mean, you took your chances. You rolled the dice and didn't work out for you.
I knew what the worst thing that was going to happen. Here we are. Oh, well.
And I am just going to be one of those that I'm, going to respect.
She likes to stay out of their homes. She'll dip her toes
short of being on a boat and the boat going down and not having a choice. I mean, I could do a boat, but
yeah. I had somewhere where I was going to go with something and I don't remember. So
I think one of the things, thinking we spent a lot of time on Mark Twain Lake on the boat. And for me, I feel like that is the one place I can totally disconnect.
That's our happy place.
It is my happy place. Very much so. Like, doesn't even have to be a long boat ride. Like, I love when we just go out for about an hour or two.
You see, I think I'm a little opposite than you. I would say my happy place is the other lake.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. I think there's many aspects to it because I get to lay there and tan and fish, except I don't actually have to pay attention to fishing because your husband takes care of my rods. And so, it's the perfect world. I just get to reel them in.
And so you like the fact that boat has a flat cushioned area?
Not even that boat. Just sitting on the dock.
Just sitting on the dock?
Yes.
So being on the dock?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know that I really relax on boats anymore.
And I love being on the dock too.
Mm-hmm. But that's my happy place.
I would say it's not as, when I get out into the other lake, that I totally feel relaxed, and
it's because you can barely see land around you.
Yeah. And I think that's it too, which is part of that sort of being awed by the beauty of it. And I would say there's not a lot of lakes that I know of that it's really just lake and land, because usually the shoreline is really built up with a lot of housing and tourist things and so forth. So just getting to see the rock formations and the greenery and all of that just makes you feel like I'm part of something that's so much bigger that I'll never understand.
You quite literally are part of the Earth's ecosystem.
Yes.
Yes. You are part of it.
Yes.
Whether you're staring at a shoreline or not.
I know that, but I think maybe part of it is it's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day doing all the time. Like, the to-do list never ends. And it's so easy when you're, but when you're there, just surrounded by nature, you can just breathe and be present and maybe think of, what's really important in life. And then my mind, of course, I probably would say it's the place where my mind is the quietest. I'm serious.
Guys, her mind's never quiet. It's never quiet. It's always got wheels spinning.
Wheels. I mean, there's so much.
There's cymbals clashing. There's music. There's probably 2,000 tabs open.
At least.
Someone's dancing. There's a bear in a tutu.
All the things. Sometimes, little Energizer bunnies back there banging the bass, there's so much going on. And, which is a good thing. I like to have a lot going on, and it's good.
No.
And then it's also good sometimes just to feel like you can unplug and get away. Yeah.
Okay, I remembered my question.
Okay.
Do you think cavemen were more mentally stable than us?
I would have no idea.
Because they were out. Okay, because the environment helps with your mental health. Yes,
I would.
And
think
they were out there all the time, 24/7. They were living outdoors,
right?
And they're portrayed as a lot more unintelligent. Except they were actually a lot more intelligent in their own ways. That's not the point. Do you think that their mental health was better than ours?
I don't know that I could suppose that. And however, I do think that it's very probable that all throughout human history that there's a lot of similarities in our biological responses and in our empathic responses, right? So they probably had a lot more challenging issues with day-to-day survival from the elements, from, other animals and so forth. But I am guessing that they experienced love and loss and all the bad things that can happen. And so those are the kinds of experiences that shape most of us. The hope and resilience and, love, all of those things is what helps us look forward to each moment and the next day and keep us going. And then there are things that happen that's just part of living that can bring us to our knees and sometimes almost break us. And so the overall wellness that people have had and the struggles that people have had, and a lot of struggles, I mean, they may have had them more about the elements, but sometimes at the hands of other people, those are the troubles that hurt us the most, I think. So I think it's always been there. I know I went so deep that you were just wanting a yes or no.
I asked the most silliest question possible just for shits and gigs. Literally the most unserious thing that I could possibly ask. And you took it so deep.
Because I think it's a fascinating question. I thought it was a great question.
I asked about mental health and you were like, love and loss and at the hands of other people.
Why do I feel like you're making fun of me?
No, I love it. I love it. I was just like, damn. I asked like a silly, goofy question and you were like, no, I'm taking this to heart. I'm giving you the most philosophical answer that I could possibly think of.
What I do think that probably helped them tremendously, that our current society, especially in the past 50 years, that's been a real change, is the change in what we call the relational landscape.
Relational landscape. Mm-hmm. I know what that is. I'm blinking.
Right.
Please tell me more.
The first I heard about this was from Dr. Bruce Perry, so I'm not certain where it originated. But if you think back to times, the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. And so I think that that's what a lot of past societies have had, which is these communities.
They were more connected.
And you had a lot more adults per child. Whereas in our current society, we seem to be more
individualized.
We live further from some of our extended family. So, aunts and uncles and grandparents may not be right next door or down the road like they used to be. And then we oftentimes have families that don't have two parents in the household. And, even looking at how many students are in a classroom. So, a lot of times, we've got one adult to 4 or 25 kids instead of just a lot of adults for every child. And that's what our kiddos need, is just more people around them. More good, stable people, I should say.
Okay.
Back to nature.
Yeah.
With our cavemen being out in the elements.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe there was better wellness because we do know that kids being indoors too much impacts our overall mental health. We know that being outdoors impacts our overall mental wellness. So it reduces our depression, it reduces anxiety, it increases happiness. So it would make sense the more anyone is outdoors, for the most part, allergies or other aversions aside.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'd be very happy if I was walking through a snake-infested trail. So I'm putting some things out there. Like, some of us may have aversions that I might be like, nope, I'm not doing that.
Well,
I'm not jumping in the shark-infested waters. Willingly, I should say.
I'm not jumping into shark-infested waters, per se, willingly.
You're just going to take your chances. Like, yeah, sharks have been around, but right now I'm not seeing any fins.
Sharks are in the ocean. Oh, well, I don't see any. To my knowledge, there aren't any around at this very moment. I'm not willingly jumping into water that I know is shark-infested.
Okay.
I'm just getting in the ocean. Okay,
but would you do one of those?
The cages?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think so. I really don't. I don't think I'd want to be in a cage. I think that would be my aversion to it.
I wouldn't want to be in a cage, but I almost feel like it's somewhat cruel, like taunting them.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
But they keep coming around. So, like, they need human connection, too.
Do they?
I don't know.
Tell me more about that theory.
Well, I mean, we have animals. We have pets. We have dogs.
So they want to come around and play with you?
Our dogs really enjoy our company.
They do.
We really enjoy their company. Maybe the shark wants to enjoy someone's company.
Okay. So them baring their teeth is really just a way of them saying hi?
Dogs bite too.
Yes.
They bare their teeth too.
Yes.
And yet we let them in our homes and in our beds.
We love our dogs. We do.
Because they're small.
They're smaller than
a great white.
I don't know that I'm going to bring a bear into my home. Willingly. Again, I might stay out in a cabin.
I don't know. I don't know. Where are we going?
I don't know. But okay. But maybe this is part of it. Like, when I think of like nature walks and stuff, like,
there's just
you have to have bear spray and the rattlesnakes.
Oh, we were going different directions there.
Oh, go ahead.
I was like, there's just so much to enjoy. Like, the world.
Yes.
The natural world is just so fascinating, and so there's so much to see and so much to explore. And yet everybody's stuck inside on their phones.
Yes.
You were going in the complete opposite direction. The world's so dangerous. All the natural elements that can kill you.
And yet I do love it too. And I want to go explore. And I'm willing to. And I do quite, I want to do more of it though. Mm-hmm. Creating more of that space in the calendar to say, let's go do this. And I wish we had some better... I don't know that we're very close to like what I would call hiking trails.
We're not. Mm-mm.
I think the closest is like the Ozarks. I think they have some down there.
I don't even think those are very good. Well, I would consider hiking,
You want the big...
I want the big hikes. I hate the glacier.
Like the Grand Canyon, the glaciers.
Honestly, that wasn't much of a hike.
But you loved that trip.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Look at that smile. Your eyes just light up when you think about that time in Iceland.
Yeah. I was outside. I hiked a glacier. I hiked a volcano.
Yes. And you ate shark, right?
Yes. Fermented shark.
Fermented shark. You tried it. Been there, done that? No need to do it again?
No, I'm really good.
But yay for you for trying.
There's a video of it too.
I don't know that I've seen it.
No, you have, because I took the video to send it to you simply because you wouldn't believe it otherwise.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I think I did see
You did
that.
see it because I sent it to you. That's the whole reason why I took it.
Yes.
Yes. Because
So
you got my
it'll show
photo
up
done.
on my memory soon.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. Anyways, 10 out of 10. Don't recommend.
Don't recommend? 10 out of 10?
Yes. Don't recommend.
That was clear as mud.
What? It's like, okay, would I recommend this? No. On a scale of 10, on a don't recommend scale, it'd be a 10.
So 0 out of 10 stars for recommendations?
I guess.
You don't want to do it that way. 10 out of 10, do not recommend.
Yes.
So question.
Ooh, it's a fun question, like my caveman question. Probably not.
Probably not as fun,
Okay.
no. So thinking about all the outdoor spaces you've been in, we have talked about Iceland and the 2 lakes. What other outdoor spaces have been pretty amazing?
I really like New Orleans. Walking around the streets of New Orleans, which is like completely different vibes.
I was going to say, is that because of the outdoor space?
Yeah.
Really? Or is it more, to me, it's the cobblestone and
That's
the
outdoors.
buildings?
That's outdoors.
The architecture. Okay.
That's outdoors.
Outdoors.
Am I in the outdoor weather? Yes.
Okay.
If it were to rain, would I get wet? Yes.
Good to know.
It's not the natural environment, but it's the outdoors.
It's the outdoors.
So I need you to be a little more clear in what you're asking me.
I mean, honestly, New Orleans is one of my top cities I love going to. So I'm always, and you're right, we always want to be outdoors when we're in New Orleans. Walking around, doing things.
Watching the peoples.
We like to people watch.
Yeah.
Yes. Where else have you been? We've done a lot in Colorado.
Oh, I love Colorado.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we have been, well, especially in the southern Colorado, we have been corner to corner, up and down, all through the valley.
Yeah.
Oh, because you did the sand dunes.
I did. Oh my gosh, guys. I climbed the tallest sand dunes in North America.
Yes, you did.
Multiple times.
Yes.
I think 2 times. I attempted the first time and failed. So then I went back and did it twice. Yeah.
And what was that like? Because as a parent, I mean, because you're
guys, up there for a couple hours.
Yes. And, you become these little, like, tiny dots that we can no longer see. And it's like, hope you're doing okay.
I think, well, the first time I didn't make it very far. I made it to the base. And that's like 2 miles, guys.
Well, and it's
from the
walking
parking lot
in sand.
to the base. Hot sand. Yes. It's blowing around, so you're getting pelted in the face.
And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, too, is, like, the breathing it in.
Yes. It's all up in your lungs. It's all up in every crevice that you have.
And yet you loved it.
Yes.
And nailed it.
Yep.
Would you do it again or been there, done that?
I would. The last time I did it, first of all, the last time I did it was in a bikini top. So just want to throw that one out there. Some jean shorts and a bikini top. Everyone else was like wearing long sleeves. And I was like, no, guys, I'm getting a tan while doing this. Yes. It's so hot. It's
right, because like it's at almost, well, not even the sand dunes, but the base of it is almost 9,000
feet
above sea level.
Yes.
So that's
if you'd asked me like a year ago, I'd be like, no, I'm still good. But I think I would do it again.
I think you do.
I would do it again. But it can't be on like a sunny day. It has to be on a cloudy day.
Okay.
Because it's just too hot. The sand gets way too hot.
Okay.
Yes.
And Zapata Falls is beautiful there.
Yes.
That's the waterfalls we went through. So, and we did quite a few.
That's not very.
That's not huge. No. Because there were some bigger waterfalls down. Oh, and then when we did South Dakota was one of the most beautiful, I think. The Black Hills of South Dakota.
I don't remember it very well.
Really?
Which is crazy because that was after my senior year.
Yeah.
Of high school. So it was 5 years ago.
You guys loved Custer Park.
Yes. Buffaloes.
Cows, look.
It's a bison.
It's a bison.
It's a bison. Guys. You just won't get it.
We do have fun on our road trips. We love road tripping.
We do.
By the way.
We do.
Like, seriously, like getting in a car and driving for 14, 20 hours, like we're all like,
you don't understand how happy bison make us. Like it's
a thing.
It's a thing. We can't explain it. But anytime we drive past cows and we're out like in the middle of nowhere, we're like, oh, bison.
Bison. Even
though it's literally just cows.
It's just cows. It's just cows. But then when it's really bison.
Yes.
Like that's exciting. Yes. It's a thing. But we love road trips. I think some people think we're like absolutely insane for that.
Yeah. Well, that was 13 states.
No, we did 7. Wait.
It was
17
days.
States and 13 days.
Yeah.
That was an awesome trip.
Yeah. That was crazy.
And we've talked about wanting to go back for raspberry grapes in Utah. Yes.
Where was that? Beaver Creek?
Oh.
I don't know. Bear Lake.
Yep. Utah.
Yes.
They grow raspberries. Something about the climate. The raspberries.
Amazing raspberries.
So everything there
has raspberries. And it's delicious. Anyways.
Yes. So, well, I mean, but that's like places you'd want to go back.
Yes. And they're all based off the outdoors.
Almost all of them. I mean, we love going down to the Keys in Florida.
Because of the sun.
And, there's not a lot of beaches there, but it's about being able to sit and...
roosters and chickens. Guys!
They're fun.
Animals make us really happy, in case you didn't realize.
Okay. And I've asked your dad if he'd want a little plot of land so that we could have like chickens and like, and he says no, but I think he would like totally.
Here?
Yeah, a little homesteading. Like to where he had his own little pond and we had some chickens and roosters.
We have a horse.
Well, you would have to take care of a horse. It's a lot of responsibility.
I'm not 5. I'm a grown adult. You don't think I can handle responsibility?
You are very good with that.
Anyways.
I mean, sure, if you want a horse and want to buy one and build a stable, you go for it, girl.
Can we have cows?
Your dad has always wanted a cow. See, why are we not buying
oh my gosh, baby cows.
Oh.
They're so cute.
The little bitty ponies.
Okay, you just told me I couldn't have a horse, and now you're like, oh my gosh, a pony.
Okay, but the little ponies would have to be in our house. Okay, we'd have to have like an indoor section.
Did I tell you? Okay. Sorry, this just reminded me about Iceland. We went to this ice cream shop, and basically they made it in-house, and the cows, they had windows in the little sitting area of the ice cream shop that you looked directly out to the cows. It was cool. It reminded me of that because if we did have ponies, we would basically have to have like an indoor-outdoor space where they could live that's connected to the house.
Okay.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Right, like they're not inside, but...
Should we talk about how animals are great for mental health? Like,
well,
because how are
animal-assisted nature therapy.
Yes.
Well, and nature therapy is getting really big.
Mm-hmm.
What is there? Adventure therapy is really good for adolescents and young adults. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of things that people... forest bathing is a thing. It started in Japan, like, just walking through forests. I mean, it's supposed to be amazing. Mm-hmm. I'm ready to like schedule places to go now.
Yeah.
Well,
I really want to go back to Key West now because I just want to see roosters and chickens.
I want to do that, but I
swear every time we go there, people know we're tourists and they probably think it's our first time there because we are down there up close and personal with those chickens taking all of the pictures if we have not seen them before.
Right. Right. Like we're not from rural area, but we don't have roosters just walking around our feet while we're having lunch.
Yeah.
Like that's sort of fun.
Yeah.
It's very island vibes.
Yes.
When that happens.
Yes. Anyways.
Yeah. So.
You just reminded me because you were talking about like animal nature therapy stuff. I did horseback riding trail.
You did?
Yes. In Colorado.
You did. Tell us about that experience.
The most frustrating, awful experience. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't great. Let me tell you, my horse wouldn't keep up.
He was a very sedate horse.
He was very chill. He had no pep in his step. They kept yelling at me to keep up. It was just my dad and the trail guide. And they were like, keep up, come on. And I was like, okay, the horse will not go any faster. I feel like I'm screaming at you guys a lot today, but it's okay.
It's getting near the end of the school year, right?
I got all sorts of energy going on.
Yes. Oh, you had a Lotus drink today too.
Ooh, probably. That's probably it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more pep in that stuff.
Yeah.
None in, was it Oreo?
I think it was Oreo.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was
a horse's name. Yeah.
Your son, okay, I got a horseshoe from that trail ride because the guide felt bad for me, so he gave me a horseshoe. And your son stole it from me.
To do what?
To just have it on. He's like, it's my lucky horseshoe. I'm like, but it's mine.
What are brothers for if not to take your stuff?
You would think that as a girl, I wouldn't have to deal with my brothers taking my things. You would think that's a benefit of not having a sister. But no. Totally off topic. Getting back to it.
Yes. You were saying something, and I was like, no, lately, because some of the states I still have, I want to do the drive from California up through Oregon and Washington, mostly to see, the coastal, but then also the redwoods and it's the coastline. It's that.
So, like, are we doing that this summer? I'm thinking all-inclusive at the beginning of the summer and then that at the end of the summer.
Sure.
I got big dreams of travel, guys.
Yes, you do. Well, and then also I was thinking, because your dad and I, it will be 30 years this year.
So what are we doing? Where are we going?
I don't know. What are you planning for us?
Ooh, okay. Well, I'll for sure plan something. I'm putting on your card. Listen, I can't afford to take 3 of us somewhere.
You can just pay for your own. How's that?
Maybe I'll treat you, and you won't have to pay for me.
Listen to this. Hello, any other parents of young adult children?
Yes.
That it's our responsibility to pay for your vacations.
It's not your responsibility. It's just out of the kindness of your heart.
Right.
We'll
see.
Guys. Anyways.
So I'm trying to think of what other, almost anything we've done, we tend to want to do outdoor things. Like, even, I'm like, we did. And yet
in our day to day, we are inside on our screens almost the entire day. But there are days that I don't go outside at all.
Right. But would you say, and I don't know, I'd have to really think about this. And I know the last probably 3 years has been a little bit different for me in my summers with the amount of working I've been doing. But I would say, like to think, even when you guys were kids, the screen time in living here in the winter months, I mean, we let up on some of that because sometimes there wasn't as much that we could do. I mean, we would still go outside and play even in the snow and some of those things, but you can only be out there for so long. The summers, though, I think we raised you guys being outside a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys grew up on the lake and fishing and being outside the cabin. And we always, I mean, and I'd like to think a lot of the time in the summer, we're outside.
I think it's really diminished in the past couple of years.
Yes, my work schedule has been very different in the summer. So, but we can have big goals and plans. And I think it also speaks to how do we do this intentionally, right? Because no matter what, how are we taking the time that, I'm even thinking, I remember this during COVID when I was doing counseling labs virtually. Ooh, that was an interesting experience. But what I found was being in the basement for that length of time, and that's where my home office was really impacting me. Like just my moods, like I need window, I need outside, this or that. And this was in June. And I really had to structure it in a way that I was at least taking my lunch. I remember you, like, here's the list of what to get where, and you had lunch ready, and I would go outside and I'd spend at least 30 to 45 minutes outside, and that made a big difference. But I think it's easy if you are not paying attention to your environment and how it's impacting you
to completely miss it.
It is, but I try to, and I don't always recognize it right away, but then I'm like, what is going on? Why is this so different? And I'll realize that it is typically an environment and how much time am I spending in this particular location instead of how much time am I taking a break to be outside doing these things. And it matters tremendously for me. Yeah.
All right.
So
takeaways.
My takeaways is I need to get my calendar out and be very planful and make certain that I am spending at least, 45 minutes to an hour outside every day, especially when the weather is nice. I've got to be intentional about it because it matters to me.
My takeaways are that I need to see some chickens and bisons in the mountains right now.
Fair.
Yes.
Fair.
Yes. Okay. That's all.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.